Hey everyone, this is Arado and we're here to talk about the other upcoming banner as part of the Saga Frontier 2 event, featuring Eleanor, Julia, and Diana. First off, wanted to give a shout out to fuluyano-san for the awesome Eleanor and rich artwork we have on display. When you have the chance, please visit fuluyano-san's Twitter page. He specializes on a lot of Saga artwork, mostly Saga Frontier 2, and then he also does some original character artwork. So go check it out, and he's pretty good and very humble actually with what he can do. And with that, let's go for the rundown for the banner. So first off with Julia, she is a strong hybrid DPS. So hybrid meaning she can do physical and magic attack. So for physical, she covers a pierce, being a bow weapon, and then for magic, she covers cold and thunder element. She is, I think, useful for Death Master because of Aqua Viper Plus. And the good thing with that is we can also have Liz and Joe learn Aqua Viper Plus, which would also help with the Death Master battle. And then she has a minor capability for row, AoE, and single target farming. I would say minor because for row, she does, I would say average to close to above average damage. And same goes for a single target. She does good AoE damage, but it can only be used once for any of the three rounders. So that's why if you're wanting to utilize her, say for row or single target farming, you would need a second character to go with her so that you would be efficient in farming. It's not like, what we covered in the previous banner with Johan, where he has a strong one shot, either single target or AoE, that can clear a round. Even though it's one shot, he would be able to make the run faster as compared to Julia having being able to do average to above average damage that she might not have enough firepower to clear that round with the skill usage. And then next up is Diana. So Diana is also a farmer. So for Diana, she has a pseudo power charge 3 because of her ability number 2, where she can use her skill number 3 twice in a row so that she can do that for 2 rounder AoE farming. And then she can also do 3 rounder single target farming, but it's at the same caliber as what Julia can do, where it's average to above average damage, and she might need extra help from a second character to be efficient in farming, if you choose to use her for single target. Unfortunately, if you choose to use her for AoE, that she can only do 2 rounder, and she would fall back to her single target, the free skill number 1. And then she has a counter on Doppelganger's Plus for 37% chance when she gets a direct attack. Um, it may have some niche uses, like say on raid battles, like those type of raid battles where you are expecting direct attacks. So she may be able to push the overall damage better for better rewards that you can get out of that battle. So that's why I put it as a niche counter use. And then lastly, we have Eleanor. So for Eleanor, she can be used in hard content with Soul Song. So with Soul Song, the global change allows her to give more attack boost, not moral, attack boost for 10 turns. And then I think the HP regen that takes effect at the end of turn is already the same as JP. So, other than using Soul Song for hard content, she would be dealing heat element damage. Unfortunately, she's stuck with heat element damage. It would have been useful if she can do like sun element. You know how some of the um, sun element heat spells that has a sun element with it. And then for Eleanor, She can do AoE farming with 10-0-10 with skill number 3, which is pretty good. And then she has a minor capability for single target farming, just like Julia and Diana. So again, needing a second help if you choose to use her for single target farming. And Eleanor is kind of um, not recommended to pull, mainly because she's kind of stuck with heat element. And then for soul song there are other alternatives out there, like if you have true aunas, for example. So true aunas has flame barrier that allows some HP regen. It doesn't give attack boost, but it nullifies some heat element damage, which is I would think more useful than getting I think attack boost small is 5% attack if I'm not mistaken. So, yeah. And then for Diana, there are, since she covers a lot of elements, I would say, slash and pierce, and then minor and blunt. Being part of the slash element farming, she has a lot of competition that she has to stand out, to be, something worthy to be pulled. And unfortunately, Diana doesn't shine that much in terms of being able to focus in one thing, doing a one shot like Johan, or being able to buff the party with some passives or some active buffs on round of turn or start of turn. She doesn't have that, so she's just damage. Even though she can counter, it's pretty niche for application that it's pretty hard to justify to pull for her. And then lastly, for Julia, she might prove herself worthy with the AoE and row farming capability and single target as well. It's just that she spreads herself too thin, even though she has really good attack passive, reaching, I believe, 60% attack, if I'm not mistaken, if you're hitting the weak point. So she's good in a way, but I'm not sure what you're looking for in terms of a character. But personally for me, I would rather have someone that can do something focused, like say, again, I am going back to Johan, that he can do a good single target. He can buff himself as the battle goes on, and with other styles, he can do a turn 2 AoE. Unfortunately for these three characters, they don't have any style released with them, so they don't have any other options other than what's available in their skill set and ability, skill set rather. So it kind of limits on what they can do. Again, this is global, so I'm not sure whether they're gonna throw a curveball at us and release a second Saga Frontier 2 banner, a global exclusive that has either of these three characters. We won't know. But for now, in speaking from JP perspective, I personally will not be pulling on this banner. Um, as much as I want to get Julia, I'm just low on jewels, and I would prioritize my jewels in getting Gustav and potentially Johan as well. But yeah, those are my thoughts for this banner. And again, if you are a fan of these three characters, it should be one of the reason for you to pull for them and use them. It There's no shame to pull for them because they have their own uses and it could be useful. It's just that it's replicable by other characters that you may already have in your box. But yeah, again, thank you so much for listening for my thoughts on this banner, and see you in the next video or stream.